What's happening? Because you know it's your boy B Hot Radio Shout. And as always, I got my podcast partner in the building with me, Big Galaxy.
OG Galaxy Wick, you know the name. And you know what? I got my East Side partners in here today. I got some East Side legends here today.
I ain't gonna argue with that.
Well, I'm just letting you know to mind your manners.
I need to be on my best behavior today.
On your best behavior today. Because we'll put you out your own place.
That ain't right.
I'm with a woman that will put you out of your own place today.
Who is this woman? Because, I mean, I got a guy from L.A. in here that said he ain't even been in Atlanta before, but he already knew who the lady was from being in L.A. and California.
This is the legendary Shyran from Shyran Showcase. And I told her, I said, to be how I get a little mouthy, do what you always used to do to us back in the day on Gresham at the Showcase. Toss him on that. You remember Will Smith when he used to toss?
Yep, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, we get y'all. And we got Ed too, man. You know what I'm saying? So, what's up, OG Ed?
What's happening?
Ed, one of the best cooks in the world. You know, Ed took care of something at my birthday party.
That food at your birthday party, I almost tried to take it all the way home to the whole family. I got 4 kids and a wife at home. I almost took that whole platter home with me. That fried fish.
Yeah, you brought the fish out that night.
Shyran, thank you so much for taking time out with us today to talk about your story and what you done brought to the city of Atlanta. Thank you.
You are.
Yes.
Now, the first question is, what was it that made you start the showcase?
The kids.
Okay.
I used to have a jewelry store. Mm-hmm. And in my jewelry store, first of all, let me tell everybody, because I don't want everybody writing up, putting this on Facebook or talking yang. I got this mask on because I broke my teeth. All right? I told you I got this one earring because I can't get the other one in. And I got on these shades because the light too high. I can't see. You know, you get my age, like I told you. You get my age, you start blinking when you talk. You got the light. So now
I'm with you.
So now I can blink in the privacy.
Yeah.
All right, so back to what you asked me. How did
What was it that made you start the showcase?
The kids, I used to have a jewelry. I started my kids period. I started selling Avon and Tupperware. Mm-hmm. That was my first business before I got my nursery school. So anyway, my first business was with kids because I would take the neighborhood kids. I borrowed the kids from the neighborhood because I wanted to sell my stuff in the park, right? Mm-hmm. And the only way you can go to the park without being a vagrant or vendor and getting licensed, you had to be in there not selling nothing. So I took my little Pinto, opened up the back seat, me and my sister. Now I had the kids swinging and playing in the playground. And when the police or the people would come by checking, they would think I was just out there playing with my children. But I was out there selling clothes. I was selling T-shirts, rugs, spreads, Avon, Tupperware. Because you had to have parties with Tupperware. I ain't had no friends, so I had to take my stuff to the people. That's how I started. Then I started selling more jewelry. My husband used to make jewelry, so we sold our jewelry up at the Blue Dolphin nightclub. And I got a little place on the corner, right on the corner of Glenwood and Counter Road. And when I got this place, I did pretty good, so I moved down to Moreland Avenue. When I got on Moreland Avenue, I was selling jewelry like McDonald's. You know, you just line up, go around, get you a piece of dollar jewelry. Yeah. Hope you don't sweat, put it on and sweat before you get out so it'll turn your neck green. Or make sure I don't try to push people when it was raining. You know what I'm saying? It's raining. Make sure I tell them, I say, you guys, it's raining outside, make sure you put your stuff in the bag. Not saying, don't put it on because the rain will make it turn green. Yeah. So I did a lot of custom jewelry.
Okay.
Then I moved up to, since I had, and I used to give away different kind of, y'all want to see me?
No, you were saying that somebody stood you up and look who here.
Oh, who?
You didn't see who here? Yeah, and look who here. And look who here.
You said late.
He only 5 minutes late.
And he brought the wife.
Ready to throw you out. You know, she used to throw us out of the club.
I was so mad you. You know, the only thing I said you is because Wicked, not Wicked. I always call you Wicked.
Yeah, I'm Wicked.
I know you Wicked, but I call you something else. Ghetto Mafia.
Yeah.
Because I never use your name. I always call them Ghetto Mafia.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bone Crusher. But then where was I? I love you and your wife. So at any rate, What was that? On
You
the,
was talking about the selling the jewelry. You coming?
Oh, yeah,
they
yeah,
line up.
okay.
They get the jewelry. As long as they don't sweat.
Yeah, because it was, I get 25. It was 25 cents for 12 pieces, and I sold it for $1 each.
Right. Right.
So with $1 each, and then on top of that, when I went into Moreland Avenue, the guy was selling records. You don't know how I got with Showcase, right? When I went into selling, I was a jewelry store. The man across from me, right next to J.C. Penney's, was selling records. So he decided, since I would have a line going around getting my jewelry, he thought jewelry was a big deal. So he decided to start selling jewelry. Now, if you know anything about me, I ain't gonna let you compete.
Right.
So I say, okay, you're gonna sell jewelry, I'm gonna sell records. My son was like maybe 10 or 12 or 12, no more than, he couldn't have been over 11, 12. I let him do the records, and I'll buy the records for 25 cents, and I'll sell them for 24. Even just in case you decide you want to go down.
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway, I started selling records, and I ain't say I put him out of business. I just put him out of the jewelry business. He went back to selling records. I decided to go back to selling jewelry. But in the meantime, since I had the taste of record selling, I said, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a place up on Boulder Crest. Cause then I thought I was the S, the S word. I said, well, shoot, if I can got 2 jewelry stores and I'm doing this well, I can move out of the hood and move on up to Boulder Crest. Because at that time, Boulder Crest was like the next hood, one hood up. You know what I'm saying? So I moved up to Boulder Crest and took my records, or his records, and he wanted to sell candy and cookies and stuff like that. So I said, okay, fine. You had your little concession with the records and the candy and bubble gum. I keep the jewelry, and I had like T-shirts. I was the first dollar store. I put it that way. Because everything I sold was $1. I didn't care what it was $1 until we got our fine jewelry. Then we started selling, real jewelry. And once, I started selling real jewelry, the people that was buying my costume jewelry didn't believe it was real. So I said, okay, that's fine. It was another company selling real. Everybody went to. So right at Mother's Day, all of the kids from Walker High School, Cedar Grove, and it was another school, maybe Columbia or something, came to me to buy their mama's gifts. And when those kids believed in me enough to know that, to think that I was real, I said, if I ever get 15 cents above water, I'm going to open y'all up a place to perform. So that's when I opened up Shyran Showcase with the dance school, mall school, karate. And in order to pay the rent, I had a little tin house. It's funny now, but back then it was serious. I took this little tin building and painted on Gresham. Right, it was Gresham Road Shopping Center was here. I got the tin. I used to call it the dipster dumpster behind the Gresham Road. I painted it, opened it up. In the daytime, we did all kind of free stuff for the kids, like, it wasn't a daycare. It was just you could just come and leave your child, and I would teach them. I want them to learn stuff. So, but I had to pay the rent. So in order to pay the rent, on Fridays and Saturdays, we would take the children that would practice all day long with their talent, and let them perform at night. And that was the beginning of the showcase. And
What year was that, Shyran? Do you remember?
I moved up there in 1982.
In 1982.
And and for some reason, in 83, because this is what Mojo says, and he got a flyer, so I know he ain't lying. And, he said I had a grand opening in 83 with him, because he was the first rapper, right?
Yeah.
Yep, he was.
So he was my first rapper, and I guess I had a grand opening in 83, but I think we were doing the school and all that stuff in 82.
But he said he started in 82, though.
Yeah, he said he started in 82.
We just talked to him the other day.
You was the first, because matter of fact, I got to say this.
I started in 82, too.
Yeah, no, you did. He actually.
The flyer says 83.
Oh, okay. Well, he said you was the first that he did the show. 'Cause remember, y'all were messing with me. Would you like to tell Shyran what you were saying about me and the East Side and Decatur and stuff? Would you like to tell her?
Mojo is from the West Side, the same side of town I'm from. So me and him, we were kindred spirits. Okay, Wig is from the East Side, and he's always pissing us off.
Right. But you said I said, well, Mojo said, well, rap really started on the West Side, you know what I'm saying, and blah blah blah. I said, well, yeah, but you had to have somewhere to perform, and you had to come to the East Side to perform.
That's right.
And that was at Shyran.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's why he said he did the grand opening.
Yeah.
And he had the little picture. I made the flyer, so it must have been 83, but I know we were open in 82.
Yeah.
I think
Now
it was early '82 when he came in with the grand opening, but it was late '82 when you opened up. It was late '82 you opened, early '83 when you had the grand opening, because you didn't have the grand opening until a little while after.
a little while after. So he had already been over there, back and forth,
Yeah.
you know. And same thing with Shadi. Shadi used
That's
to.
cool. Mojo went to Washington, right?
Yeah, Washington.
With the band and all that, because he always had a cane in his hand.
He used to tap
And the
dance.
Turks-
I ain't
Yeah.
never tap dance a day in my life.
It's a
and I
Washington-
don't tap dance for nobody.
It's a Washington thing, ain't it?
no,
You had
wow.
the drummer and the tapper.
Washington had the best band in the city at the time.
Right,
Yeah.
right,
They had the best
right.
band.
He don't know what the hell he talking about. Let me Sharon, please. Because he don't know nothing. Sharon, this is my question. At what point did you realize that this showcase was taking over the city and getting large?
Never.
Wow.
Never did I want it that way. Never did I feel like, and I say this to people all the time, they give me too much credit because my credit goes to the kids. These kids used to practice. They had no platform. You know, a lot of people say, well, Edward J had, and he had the music for them, or however they did the music, but they had nowhere to go. So for somebody to say, well, you know, and I used to argue about this all the time. You know, we had other nightclubs, and the kids could just go in them. And they let my kids would go into the Libra, go into not Mr. V's, but to the Palladium. They would let my kids go in and perform, and I'd take them in, they perform, they come back out. And I felt like they could do the same thing with other talent, but they wouldn't. So when somebody say that I did so much, it's like, I'm not going to let a child believe in me and not have, if I said I'm going to do something for you in 1981 or 80, whatever you had said, and I'm going to give you a place to perform because you supported me, then I supported these kids. And they built Shyran Showcase. You know, we had Shyran Showcase 1, then we went to Motions, then we went out, then my partner, I worked for him at the time. He said, I told him, I said, well, the only way I'm going to do something for you to help you keep these young urban kids, I call them urban kids out of your place. Because he had white kicks in Marietta. And in Evansville at the time, there was a white kicks.
Yeah.
But when our kids started going, you know, and they were my kids from Shyran Showcase, I said, if I be in partnership up on this situation, but if I go, when we close this one down, because they, you know, and we go out to kicks in Marietta, they gonna follow me. Oh, no, they ain't gonna follow you. I said, yeah, I'm telling you, they're gonna come out there. Shadi was the first one rapped on this stage. They went. I went to Marietta, they went to Marietta. But what I always say is that white kids go out at 8 o'clock, teenagers, and they end by 11, 12. Not now, but you know, back then.
Yeah.
Black kids went out at 11 o'clock, and they didn't want to leave until 2 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
So he had no other choice. I said, if you promise me you're going to give me a Shyran Showcase back in Decatur, and either, you know, and it wasn't no either or. He said, so what do you want to do? So he said, well, I can't put these kids out at 2 o'clock in the morning, but I can't keep closing at 2 o'clock. Marietta wouldn't let you close at that time.
Right.
So when he dumped the kids out in the street by 12 or 1, you know, well, they weren't going home.
Yeah.
And so he said, okay, fine. I promise you I was going to get your Shyran Showcase back in Decatur. I tell you, that man, in 1 month, my partner is Jewish, so that's why I'm saying it. In 1 month, we had Shyran Showcase. It was open, had the nicest club any child could have, lights. He got his friends put in these great big old speakers. It was like a concert hall. And that's why when I say I didn't really do a whole lot for the kids did for me. They were the ones that wanted what I got. They were the ones that made it big. You know, it's nobody. I sent Bones Crusher a list of people. I found this thing on the internet yesterday where it said all of these different people that came through Shyran. I didn't even believe they came through that, but I remember, you know, they were kids. Some of them weren't kids. And they came in and they built it. And they let people know we want to be able to perform. We want to get that showmanship, you know. And they would get out there on that stage. I could bring, and I don't keep talking about Boyz II Men because I feel bad about it.
No, I was there when they came one time. It was either them or
it was them and Jodeci.
And Jodeci.
And then they booed them.
And they booed them. Sure did.
Jodeci, but they came back and cheered them.
Yeah, exactly.
They only booed them because they wanted to see the dancers.
Right.
And they wanted to see Silk. Silk.
Right.
Silk came there every week.
Yeah.
And and the dancers, every dance group came there. So, you know, you coming out here with some, you know, I used to bring national talent I didn't bring it, but the like Columbia and all of Arista, they would bring the talent to the showcase just to see how the kids would react to them.
Yeah.
You know, and since I was the only one place for them to go, that Shyran Showcase had 2,000 plus kids. So when you stand up in front of 2,000 kids and you don't get booed because you dancing 911 or
Untouchables.
You're gonna stand there and they ain't gonna boo you, and then you coming out of here with a big time record, and then 2,000 kids boo you.
Yeah.
You know what I had to do? If you were there, I threatened them. I said, if y'all make one more note, when they come back out here, y'all say one boo. You will not see Silk tonight.
Yeah.
They came back saying, "Forever My Lady," and the crowd
just
crazy.
went wild. Now I don't know whether it went wild because they liked it or they were threatened.
One month later, that song went like #1.
It sure did.
My God.
I'm serious. Every time we brought somebody to the showcase that was a national artist, they went #1. Even Luke. Now Luke came. Now Luke was already hot in Miami. Luke came to the showcase, and them kids went wild. And then after that, after the showcase, all I could hear was Two Live Crew. So they broke records. They did what Eddie broke most of them because I wasn't even into rap. We were doing disco. Remember that back in '80-something, it was disco. My son decided, well, Mama, can we do rap? No, I don't want to do no rap. Well, Mama, well, he was young. He was 15 or 16, so I said, okay, fine. I got all these kids in here. And, I was with me and Jermaine Dupri. I like that little Michael Jackson stuff. You know what I'm saying? And I like Chris Tucker because he would tell these stupid jokes.
Yeah.
But Eddie wanted rap. Y'all were like really for, coming to my club.
Rap was new.
One Five Posse and Ghetto Mafia. They were in it.
This before the 10-year union of rap. Before.
Yeah.
What made you Ed wanna transfer over into rap, knowing that you was coming from a disco era, knowing you coming from sharing with the kids, and what did you see?
I was playing pretty much what the record pools was giving me. I had the record pool from LA, I had a record pool from New York, and then we had the $1 Million record pool here in Atlanta. So we were pretty much playing what they were giving us. You got 30 seconds. I played the song 30 seconds in my earphones and see which song sounded the best. And most of the hot songs were the rap songs, and then a lot of the R&B songs. But that's how we just got into hip hop. New York pretty much took the lead on it. We played all the hip hop songs from New York, and then LA started coming in. We started playing the LA songs, and then Atlanta just that came. I think
I did
you were one of. I think most. Shadi was like the first song I heard on the radio that was really hot. That Rap Will Never Die. I was like, oh man, this is my boy Shadi. He doing real good. You know? And then later on, all the rappers wanted to be from New York. I was like, man, y'all from Decatur. Y'all from Atlanta. Why y'all talking about New York? Why y'all trying to be? That was my personal thing.
Right.
Personally, you don't know about this, but personally, I'm like, man, I'm from Decatur, dude. I'm from Atlanta. I'm from Winston Chapel. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then your song came out. I think the showcase had closed down for a year or two then, but your song had came out, and it was like, them boys talking about Decatur.
Right.
I loved it. It was like the best thing that ever hit. I was like, okay, so you finally got somebody talking about Decatur instead of New York and LA and all the things that were going on.
Exactly.
Y'all saw, man. Y'all saw when it hit hard. You know what I'm saying?
Did it come out before? What's his name? Poncho song. Did y'all song come out?
Poncho?
Yeah.
I'm not
What's up?
I can't remember.
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna tell you a story, Ed. You and Sharon.
And that's the real truth.
No, and I know that
because it was like nobody was talking about it didn't even have to be Decatur.
Right.
Just don't talk. I mean, it ain't like don't talk about New York and don't talk about LA. It's fine that y'all talking about them, but when y'all in Atlanta, man, y'all from Atlanta, man. All the rappers and all the people from Atlanta, y'all from Atlanta, Decatur, and wherever y'all from, talk about that.
Now, when did y'all song come out?
The actual song "Straight from the Deck" that was in '96. But I'm gonna tell you something.
Okay, wait before you say it. '96, my son wanted y'all, right? To this day, our theme song at O'Reilly's is "Straight from the Deck."
And I know that, but let me tell you something. Let me tell both of y'all something.
That's it.
Let me tell both of y'all something.
Years.
We dropped 2 albums. We dropped the album in '92 and then 92, '93, and then '93, '94. The first one was called Draw the Line, while one was called Full Blooded Niggas. This ain't Straight from the Deck yet.
Okay.
See, y'all going to Straight from the Deck yet, it dropped in 96. But I did shows for y'all. We with Itchabon did an MC Bree. We had a song called Everyday Thing in the Hood.
Came by the house. Yeah.
Correct. And you they were promoting us, and I didn't feel the love in the city yet, right? Okay. And y'all reached out to us for a show. And y'all, at the time, y'all didn't put us on the radio or nothing. I was talking to Nino. I said, man, we ain't had Straight from the Deck out yet. Okay. I said, man, ain't nobody gonna come see us at no damn Shyran, man. Shyran's club is bass, is you know what I'm saying, it's yeah, you know what I'm saying, it wasn't my genre.
Yeah.
Bro, we got off Gresham. The line was, this was before Straight from that. This was just Draw the Line and Full Blooded.
Yeah.
I don't did Shyran probably, I can't even count the amount of times. The line was I'm talking about on to the expressway, and that's when I know I had done truly made it. Yeah. Because if you could win at Shyran Showcase,
that's always
you could win
anywhere.